A short while ago, I did a video on some of the best players to have come through the Manchester City Academy before either being released or sold by the reigning Premier League champions. It was the first video of its kind that I'd done, and very many people in the comments suggested that I do a similar video for Chelsea, with the popular perception being that their academy has produced some outstanding talent that never got a chance in the first team. Whilst that isn't necessarily untrue, I think the extent of it is rather exaggerated, and the players some people suggested for that video included the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, and Mohamed Salah. Now, those three were all young players at Chelsea, but none of them were ever actually part of the Blues Academy system, with Lukaku joining from Anderlecht, De Bruyne from Genk, and Salah from Basel, all as senior professionals. I could have edited the title to something like 7 great young players that Chelsea let go to include them, but then, that wouldn't be very interesting, would it? Most people already know about those three and some others, whilst actual academy graduates makes this 7 a little more challenging and intriguing. Or I thought so at least. Here are 7 brilliant academy graduates that Chelsea let go. Patrick Van Aanholt. We kickstart this 7 with a fullback who is getting regular game time for a London club in the Premier League right now, something that he never got at Stamford Bridge. I must admit I was a little bit shocked to discover Patrick Van Aanholt is 29, I probably would have guessed that he was more like 25 or 26. Capped 9 times by the Netherlands, Van Aanholt spent 2 years in the Chelsea Academy but only ever played 8 games in the first team. Following 5 loan moves, he was sold to Sunderland for around £2 million in 2014. Midway through the season in which the Black Cats were relegated, Van Aanholt moved on to Crystal Palace for a potential £14 million. He has been a regular fixture at Selhurst Park ever since, scoring fairly regularly by fullback standards and making him a bit of a fantasy football favourite. Neil Etheridge. You might have forgotten a little bit about Neil Etheridge if you only follow the Premier League, since he stayed at relegated Cardiff City despite much transfer speculation this summer. Born in Enfield, Etheridge was part of the Chelsea Academy from the age of 13 to 16, where he transitioned from being a forward into a goalkeeper, before making a move to near neighbours Fulham. He never really got a chance there either, but ever since a 2015 move to Walsall, he has enjoyed a meteoric rise. The Filipino international joined Cardiff in 2017 and won promotion in his debut campaign, and despite the Bluebirds' relegation, Etheridge impressed in the top flight, even winning Cardiff's Player of the Year award. Ola Aina. Only recently departed from Stamford Bridge, Nigerian international Ola Aina left the club in a £9 million switch to Torino this summer. Aina had been with the Blues since the age of 10, now age 22, but the 2-time FA Youth Cup winner only ever made 6 first-team appearances. Following a mixed season on loan at Hull City as a fullback, Aina had a really impressive campaign, playing as a wing-back on loan at Torino, prompting the Serie A side to push the boat out to sign him in the summer. Aina is still young, he's playing in a system that suits him, and he appears to be growing in confidence all the time. He thoroughly deserves a place in this 7. Nathaniel Chalobah. Nathaniel Chalobah is probably the trickiest player to rate out of those considered for this 7, since he is just coming back from what can only be described as a brutal injury setback. The 24-year-old, who has the second most appearances of any player in the history of England's under-21 side, was really highly rated at Stamford Bridge. He made 15 first-team appearances, all coming in the 2016-17 season as Chelsea won the Premier League title. They let him join Watford for £5 million the following summer, but not without inserting a £5.5 million buyback clause in the deal. Watford players speak incredibly highly of Chalobah's ability in training, but just months into his Hornets career, he suffered a fractured kneecap. That basically put him out for the season, and the once-capped England international is still looking to recover fully from that setback. Ryan Bertrand. Of all the players in this 7, none played more games for the Chelsea first team than Ryan Bertrand, and none came closer to becoming regular fixtures at Stamford Bridge. The odds were always stacked against Bertrand when Ashley Cole was at the club, but it seems a shame that he left the club during this same summer as the Blues legend. Bertrand made 57 first-team appearances in total for Chelsea, most notably the 2012 Champions League final, in which a patched-up Chelsea side beat Bayern Munich in their own backyard, with Bertrand playing on the left wing. He joined Southampton for a reported £10 million in 2014, where he made the PFA Team of the Year in his debut campaign. Now aged 30, Bertrand is a very good fullback, probably better defensively than Marcus Alonso, and he's also been capped 19 times by England. Bertrand Traore. Just how long Bertrand Traore spent in the Chelsea Academy is a little bit confusing, since news first broke that he joined the club in August 2010, but it wasn't until October 2013 that the club themselves claimed he had actually signed a contract with them. Either way, Traore spent at least a year officially in the Chelsea Academy, and he spent 1 season in the Blues first team. That was the 2015-16 season, in which he scored 4 goals in 16 games, and in 2017 he joined Lyon for a reported £8.8 million plus add-ons. Quick, versatile and good on the ball, Traoré had a blistering debut campaign in France, bagging 18 goals in 43 games. He was a little quieter last season, scoring 11 in 47, but following the club's summer sales, he could be a key man this term. He has been capped 51 times by Burkina Faso at the age of 24, which is remarkable, and he comes in second for me. The honourable mentions. I tried to limit this 7 only to recent examples, but I would also give honourable mentions to the likes of Jeffrey Bruma, who now plays for Wolfsburg, Jeremy Boga, who's at Sassuolo, Bristol City's record signing Thomas Callas, AC Milan's jack of all trades Fabio Borini, Middlesbrough regular George Saville, Dominic Solanke, who must have something about him for Eddie Howe to pay £19 million for him, and Celtic star Scott Sinclair, who has bagged 60 goals in 153 games for the Scottish champions. That's it for the honourable mentions, now here is your top spot. Nathan Ake. The outstanding academy player to have been let go by Chelsea in recent years, in my humble opinion at least, Nathan Ake, is now one of the most sought after centre-backs in the Premier League. He only ever made 17 appearances in the Chelsea first team, with plenty of competition at centre-back, before a club record £20 million move to Bournemouth in 2017. That now looks to be a snip, and Ake is becoming a really commanding and confident centre-back at the Vitality Stadium. When Leicester City began sniffing around the Dutch international this summer, Bournemouth slapped a £75 million price tag on his head, the same amount that Liverpool paid for his international teammate Virgil van Dijk. That might seem crazy, but Ake is a talent, and Bournemouth certainly wouldn't be keen to get rid of him. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to give the video a like if you enjoyed it, in fact please do, and make sure you're subscribed to HITC7s, and head over to www.englandsgreatestdefender.com to have your mind blown by the best football book ever written.